Hi readers, me here with what is almost definitely going to be my last book haul of the year. And I've got a combination of gift cards. First is an Amazon that I got using gift cards from my dad's wife and my sister. I'm not sure who bought who. And then Barnes & Nobles has been having a huge sale on hardcovers, and I finally figured out how to use an Amex gift card today, and I got a huge haul. And honestly, this has really got to be my last major book haul, because in Barnes & Noble today, I was like, have that, have that, have that, have that, have that. So I pretty much am Barnes & Noble now. So let's begin. The first book that I want to share is A Life in Secrets, Vera Atkins and the Missing Agents of World War II. In World War II, Hitler did this whole Nacht und Nebel program, which I'm going to study more in 2024, and it basically disappeared members of the resistance so that their families didn't know what happened to them. Vera Atkins worked with a lot of these women, and she wanted to try to find them. Next up, another SOE agent, I Heard My Country Calling, about Elaine Madden. I know nothing about her. Totally not related to my nonfiction studies for 2024, Hatchet Girls. I have been wanting this book. It's been in my wish list forever, but it gets pushed aside by other books that I needed to buy sooner. Anywho, this girl's family ends up dead. She accuses her boyfriend's sister knows he did not do it, so she's gonna find out the truth. Forgot to mention, since this is a large book haul, I brought a big glass of wine with me. Okay, back to nonfiction. That is the next 3 books. At the end of October 1945, Colonel Hubert Zemke crashed his P-51 Mustang over Germany. He bails out and he gets captured, of course. Before he's sent to the POW camp, he is interrogated by Hans Scharf, who was a master interrogator for the Luftwaffe. And I bought this book, The Interrogator, to learn more about that and more about the German side of interrogation in World War II. Heavy book, James Holland, The Savage Storm, The Battle for Italy in 1943. This is going still in Europe, but a little bit away from the whole German aspect that I've been studying, although the Germans are still very much involved in Italy, and I'll learn more about that. Finally, from my Amazon haul, I've got Fighters in the Shadows, A New History of the French Resistance by Robert Gildea. This is something I'm very, very excited to read, and I did want to give a little mini rant because this is a pet peeve of mine. Booksellers, please stop putting stickers over the ISBN code on the back of the book. I use an app on my phone to to log in my books, and when the ISBN code is covered by some bookseller's sticker, I have to either manually type in the ISBN number or look it up manually. It's a pain in the rear. Now, I have no idea where I'm going to put all these books. Let's get to the Barnes & Noble stash. This is really me just kind of ending the year on books that I've had my eye on, or maybe not had my eye on, and just did not buy for one reason or the other. Let's start with a book that I've already read, but for some reason don't have a copy of, and that is George Orwell's 1984. In 2024, I'm going to try to expand my reading to include more literary books. This is one of them, and several of these are as well. But I'm just grabbing out of the bag now. I don't know what's what. speaking of literary, I saw an individual post about this book on YouTube, I believe, not long ago. It is called Bellies, and it is by Nicola Denine. This is a love story, a boy meets boy love story, but as they go along, one of the lovers has decided they intend to transition. So this book explores the shifts in their relationship and their friend circle during the transition. This is really outside my, not comfort zone, but my reading zone. So I'm really looking forward to reading this, and this will be up there in the read soon on in 2024. Let's see. So, last year on Facebook or Instagram, I did a post about a book I bought called When Books Went to War. I have not read that book yet, obviously. But this is by that same author. It is called The War of Words. Again, it's about World War II, and it's about how America's GI journalists battled censorship and propaganda naturally to help win World War II. Everybody did help win World War II, but I just love how all the titles say that as a way to lure you in. Anyway, I always love a book about books, don't you? This next one, again, is me expanding my literary horizons. I almost didn't get this because I have a thing where main characters aren't really people, but are animals or places or things, and this is a book like that. A person I follow on Instagram, Craft Brew Cam, just reviewed this, and he gave it such a good review that I had to buy it, and that is Daniel Mason's North Woods. It is the story of a house in the woods of North England, told through the lives of those who inhabit it across the centuries. A daring, moving tale of memory and fate. So again, this is going to be me trying to expand my literary horizons in 2024. Oof. So another thing that I have an issue with, and this is a personal problem, is reading short stories. When I was a kid, I read them. In school, I read them. In college, I read them. And mostly it was Stephen King short stories. But I always want to sit down and read a book from start to finish. I can't really do that with short stories. However, another person that I follow on Instagram suggested reading a short story between longer novels. And anywho, I have been wanting this collection since it came out, but they did not have it locally. I resisted buying it, did not buy it on Kindle. That is Christmas and Other Horrors. I've got a couple of other short story collections that I want to get to first, but this is one I have had my eye on for so long and couldn't find it. One of my favorite series from, I forget the name of the series, but it's back there on my shelf, of this year. It was by Caroline O'Donoghue, and it was a magical series about, set in Ireland, about a young girl who learns she has gifts. The first one is All Our Hidden Gifts, the next one is The Gifts That Bind Them, and then the final one is Every Gift a Curse. And here, this is another book I've had my eye on, and I did not realize until yesterday it was by Caroline O'Donoghue, and that is The Rachel Incident. In this, Rachel finds a good friend. It's love at first sight between them, as friends, it appears. And then Rachel falls in love with her married professor, and she's trying to seduce him, but Fred has other desires. And I think this whole book haul is going to be one that comes really soon on my 2024 reading, because That one I can't wait to read. Bellies I can't wait to read. Northwoods I want to expand my reading. This one may wait a little bit because I have another book that's similar. And this is called All You Have to Do Is Call. It is about the Jane Network and in Chicago, early 1970s. And basically it's about a woman's right to choose and the ability to have an abortion when needed, and it is very timely. Finally, not finally, because I do have one more caveat at the end. The final book from Barnes & Noble is Bill Yenna's The Ones Who Got Away, Mighty Eighth Airmen on the Run in Occupied Europe. Again, this continues my World War II theme. This is about downed airmen and how they were returned to England or smuggled back to England. So this, again, goes along with the Resistance. It's got a good bibliography. We're excited, so I'm excited for this. Finally, I was going to wait until this book arrived, but you never know with the mail what time of day it's going to arrive or if it's even going to arrive today. I ordered a book. This is for my class that I'm taking called, you probably can't see this, nope, it's all light. It is called The Death Marches, the Final Phase of Nazi Genocide. And for my last discussion question in my class, I've got to do an essay, I'll call it, on the Dachau trials, and I believe this is going to have stuff that can relate to that in one way or the other, because one thing I found out today is the Germans were obviously trying to hide what they had done from the Allies. In fact, at Dachau, Himmler wanted the whole place destroyed, even if they had to use gas bombs to kill everybody. But fortunately, the camp commandant or leader of the camp decided not to do that. He wanted to get on the good side of the Allies as much as possible. Anywho, that's a ton of books. I've got to log them into my book app now. I think I have maybe one more book arriving on Saturday. Not going to do a whole book haul on that, so this will probably be my final book haul of the year and for a long time. Really excited to get into do some more videos next year and figure out how this remote works, because it's a pain. Happy reading, y'all, and Happy New Year if I don't talk to you again.